Hey everybody, Rhadamant here. Thanks for tuning in to Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlord, a Let's Play tutorial series. A little recap of the scenario settings that you all voted on before this series started. To remind you all of what I was currently working on, we have just added new forces to our army to march back towards Khuzait territory, fighting for Sturgia in order to get wealth and renown. One of the things that I plan on doing this episode is to try to maybe improve my character a little bit by buying weapons that might help me, so on and so forth, or arrows, bows, etc. Armor is probably a little bit outside my price point, even if I am right now fairly wealthy, but we'll keep an eye out for it anyway. Now, Sturgia is not doing too hot. They basically don't own anything, which is a bit of a problem. Ragnvad is raiding. Okay, so I'm going to head towards Ragnvad, or whoever has a current army assembled. I am purposefully not... Okay, I'm going to buy a Sumpter horse. I'm purposefully not really checking in to see if there are arena fights, because I've done enough of those to last basically a lifetime now, and I want to focus on royal battles. So let me go over to Richard the Stag and give him a Sumpter horse instead of an old Sumpter horse, which will be a little bit better as he levels up his riding skill. Another thing I should aim to do is to make sure I have a very nice food variety. And that levels up my stewardship, which then gives me the ability to have a larger army. Well, that actually looks really cool. Alright, I guess we'll sort. What am I missing? I am... Grapes would be good. Little fish, little butter, meat, bunch of olives, some cheese. I didn't have wine or oil. And of course, yes, I'm paying big, but this is actually a way to invest in myself. So they didn't have dates here. And we'll just keep heading roughly towards Khuzait territory. I also want to stop in on Varon Castle and make sure that I invest some money there so that I can rebuild the walls and then start improving it so that it yields more money. So let's manage castle. I'm going to invest 10k. So we're building the walls, then the gardens. Actually, let's change this. Forget the gardens. So the queue right now is, okay, walls first. And then fairgrounds. Okay, that's a big old queue that will take forever. But I just wanted to queue up a lot so that it's being productive. And I think that's money well spent. Hello, Caladog. Okay, no weapons. I am looking for better arrows as well when I check in at these places. Man, I am not seeing anything spicy. Ooh, a noble longbow. That would be an expensive purchase. Maybe someday. Maybe someday. Alright, now we're getting pretty close to the front. The front being maybe Takor Castle, I would say. And I have to be very careful because I'm sure there's giant Khuzait armies marching. And it would be very easy for them to squish me. They have a much larger assortment of weapons here. What about arrows? Am I in luck? Nope. Man, this is rough. Okay, I'll head up to... Actually, you know what? I'm going to go east first to sort of eyeball how weak this area is. I feel like the battlefront is here for sure. But, I want to examine all of the avenues of approach. I'm looking for stacked bodkin arrows, and I'm just not finding them. Stacked bodkin arrows would do a little bit more damage, and I'd have physically more arrows in my quiver, which would be a really nice thing to have. Alright, so this town is getting raided, I'm assuming by Khuzait, but I could check. If I go to the Kingdom tab, go to Diplomacy. Yep, Khuzait. No, Northern Empire is against everybody right now, so who knows? Who knows what's raiding that, but I could ride over and check. Wow, that's a big old battle, too. So here's the stacked bodkin arrows. There we are. So So now I'm going to have 32 arrows rather than 27, and they're going to do more damage. Definitely a worthwhile purchase. Alright, let's head up to Ergeron, figure out what's raiding what up here, and see if we can't throw... Oh, boy. Okay, so... That's a big old no thank you. That's a 500 stacked army and a 400... Okay, so Khuzait has massive forces. I gotta be super careful of this because it'd be very easy to have that army roll up on me. Luckily, the larger the army, it tends to be the slower the army. So, no, this is in no way a weak point. But Kanujan, I don't think I can catch you. I should probably add more horses to my forces. Olek created an army around here. Okay, let's rally to that while avoiding the death stack troops. I don't think that siege camp will break to attack me, and it did not. I'm going to check in on Epicatria's markets before I get there. I mean, it's on the way. Oh, there's Ragnvad. I guess he's not joining the army? If I was to guess, I don't really know. I do find it a little strange because he is the king. Why would the king choose not to? But whatever. So much weapons and armor that I just can't afford. Alright, so he's at Takor Castle, the Olek. So let's go over to Takor after hitting Omor and see what we can do about supporting it. I wonder how big the garrison is in Omor. because it is the, other than my little castle, it is the last bastion against Khuzait that, uh-oh, Yorig. That's a big army. I could probably take it. So 466. So not a small garrison there. Alright, so here's Olek at Takor Castle. Let's join. So he's almost got the battering ram constructed, but of course I'm not the raid leader. I don't get to choose when we're going. My stewardship, however, did just hit 150. So that gives me more tax income from mines or party size for every vassal. Definitely party size for every vassal. Like, come on now. That's just a no-brainer. Alright, let's help Olek's army by attacking. And here is the castle siege that we wanted all along. So, I mentioned this before during some other castle sieges, but the way I like to do it is I like to storm the walls here like this, put myself way up against the walls, and then see about weakening, let's not ride out in front of them all, weakening their forces by killing their archers, making it easier for our siege troops to make progress. But, honestly, at this rate, I'm gonna be dead before that happens. Gotta take care of myself, you know? That's one of the advantages for top-tier armor that I just don't have the money for yet, is if I had better armor, arguably, I would take a lot less by getting hit, you know, by the average archer or whatever. I'm trying to find another weak point yet. I can snake in here. Man, if only there was a ladder here. I don't even see anyone. I'm also kind of stuck in the first-person view here. The, oh, there it goes. The toggle camera wasn't working for a bit. So these siege ladders will go up at some point. I'm not the raid leader, so I'm not making those decisions. Who hit me from this angle? I'm like a sneeze away from dying. Whoa! Alright, quit throwing rocks on me. No, drop. Oh, Jesus. No more rocks. It's super not cool. Quit it. I feel like I'm playing Frogger or something. I'm gonna run out of arrows soon. Whoa, that was close. Alright, I'm out of arrows. So I'm gonna get myself to a position of safety, because there's really not much else I could do. You know, I could try to refill my arrows. Let me see about that. see if there's an arrow bucket around here somewhere. Sometimes there is. Now, there would certainly be arrow buckets on the walls, but that means I'd have to scale up a wall, and given my current health, that's not super likely. Wait, where are you guys going? Why are you fleeing? These aren't my troops, so... Because if I... You know, there's literally no troops under my command. Okay, I think that's the exit battle. Okay, so maybe I won't get arrows. I'll just have to risk it. Risk going up the walls. Now, once the battering ram takes down the front gate, that's going to be a good point of ingress. Is there any buckets here? Nope. I could scour bodies for their quivers. Oh boy. No one's using the battering ram right now. This is bad. I don't know if I can... Oh, it's because we're already through first gate. They're trying to get through second gate. I can help with that. Alright guys, by tomorrow we should be through this gate. If you want to help out, go for it. Now, the first gate is battering ram destructible, and the second gate is intended to be just bashed down like this. Normally, the troops here actually do bashing, but something broke and they didn't. Obviously, there's a bunch of troops on the other side of this gate. Oh, but it looks like we've got troops on the other side. I also managed to stab someone through it. I wonder if a couched lance would damage this thing better. And then right when it goes down, I'm going to have to back up because I just don't have the hit pool to take on that kind of soldiers. Oh, come on, guys. Someone can go. Here's the thing, is there's obviously some shock troops behind there. Okay, not anymore. They were making a difference, but not anymore. I think just the threat that I'm providing by standing here is giving a window of opportunity for whoever's coming up from the right. I got the marksman. Where is... Come on, guys! Well, hi, horse. Shall we? A Theoden ride up the belly? Oh, yeah. Why not? Coming through! Yeah! That was great. Oh, and then I get knocked out. Well, hey. I put a lot of heart into that. And we won. I lost 8 troops, 18 wounded. Take some prisoners. And the loot. So we got a steppe warhorse. Let's sort by value. Steppe warhorse is really the only nice thing we got out of this. Everything else is kind of junk. Alright. So Takor Castle is now ours. Made peace with Khuzait. and I can now vote on who I think, you know, should own Takar Castle. Truthfully, I don't care. It's Sturgian, so it really isn't of concern who owns it. Alright, so we've established these weapons are bad, arrows are bad, the armor is bad. I'll keep the warhorse. Done. Oh, this is about making peace with Khuzait. Okay. So there will be a vote decision if we want to become peaceful with Khuzait. Personally, I got not much of a dog in that fight. I don't really care. If we go to peace with Khuzait, I might have to leave Sturgian's service to go seek. I guess I'll vote against it because I want to stay at war. So here, if I click and resolve quicker, I like force a decision. It's best if I just wait patiently for the vote to come up. So now I'm just riding around looking for weapons and the like. Armors. Cheap food. Alright, Sturgians did indeed make peace with Khuzait. So Sturgia is just at war with the lake rats. It's very boring. Boo. But I suspect there'll be... Sturgia is really weak. They don't own a lot. So that means that someone will declare war on them within time. Oh, okay, look at you, Mr. Ragenvad, taking the settlement for yourself. I mean, of course you did. And this is why everyone left your service. Because you hoarded the territories. The simple fact of the matter is, and I'll put it in really simple terms, that if you don't share territory with your vassals are then weaker. They can't afford larger armies, and as a net result, you know, you are weaker as a kingdom. So it's totally not in your best interest to keep everything, because if you keep everything, your whole kingdom is weaker. It's best to have strong and loyal vassals. That is certainly in your interest. So at this point, oh, I gained a level from leveling up in stewardship. I'm just waiting for something to happen. I don't really want to pull the ripcord and bail on Sturgia just yet, because there's a possibility that someone declares war on them, and if I leave their service right now, they're really not going to want me back. So I'm just going to make sure that my army stays fed, and in this case, drunk, and let me see about the level up. So the level up gave me a free focus point. I've got some wiggle room on polearm and one-handed, wiggle room on bows, and riding, athletics. I haven't even touched smithing yet. Tons of room on everything but stewardship. So let me add some stewardship. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to check a few more of these Imperial towns for weapons. Wow, that's a big army. Oh my goodness. And then I'm going to ride back to Vlandian territory to resupply my troops if we don't have some action here soon. Well, I'm finally healthy, but nope, no arena fight. Now, Saarland really hasn't traveled out east yet. Not this far east. So it kind of interests me to do that. Well, Talon, you're becoming quite the scout. Well, I cannot find an arena fight to save my life. Oh, come on. Go to war with someone other than the lake rats. Now, I could hunt down the lake rats. That would give me something to do, and in a pinch, I guess that's what I'll rely upon. Yeah, there's a tournament here. Nice. I wonder what kind of, oh, it's going to be an Imperial Tournament, because this is an Imperial city. So, lances and spears, oh my. Well, my team is not doing well. So I have to be very strategic about how I continue this fight, because there's only two of us. Or no, I misread. There's four, but we're doing phenomenally. I'm just illiterate. There's 4 blues, and yeah, I thought it was yellow for some reason, because it was the top color in the top left. Look at these numbskulls. Alright. Oh, it's Can. Everybody on a horse, and I can't catch up. Give me that horse. Give me that lance. Yo, horsey, get back here. Oh, it's just Can. There's no way you're going to be able to take a 3v1 Can. I probably won't even get an opportunity to hit you. Nope. Wow, all in. 2 rounds in a row. Come on! Oh, hit him. Ow, 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 ow. Our side is really not doing well. There, I fixed it. Let's take him off his horse. Nice. Me versus a footman. Oh, okay. This is a joke of a fight. Oh man, that was quick. And me versus Menaviliaton. I don't know how to say it. Yep, thank you. Come again. At least my renown's still going up, but certainly a lot slower now that I'm not, you know, battling big armies and whatnot. Kind of miss that. Not gonna lie. Let's check Khuzait cities for weapons. So I didn't intend for this episode to turn into me doing arena fights, because I was really eager to do giant battles. I guess we did get one good siege, and it's not over. So there's the possibility, of course, of some additional larger battles. But I can't help but to be annoyed by the fact that they all signed peace treaties. That's baloney. I don't like that. So I'll express my anger in the arena. Everybody fights. Let's take out the weak one first. There we go. Ow. I don't want your stupid... Give me your bow. Oh, the bow disappeared. So this is a round where I don't have teammates anymore. Looking for ranged weapons because I have very limited effectiveness against a mounted lancer on foot. There's a horse over there, provided I keep that lancer off from stabbing me to death. Well, you're on foot too. Alright, so now no matter what happens, I'm gonna win this round anyway. A lance is really no weapon to have in a close quarter mano-a-mano fight. I keep having to beat down this noble. He's probably pretty frustrated. I think his archer wasn't really doing very much. Not much at all. And then me versus this Banner Knight. This Banner Knight I almost certainly brought to this fight, because Khuzait territory wouldn't have a random Banner Knight. So I'm really just fighting one of my own troops here. And oh my god, his armor is... his armor is ridiculous. Like, half my hits are doing single digits to his head. But I ran house on him. And all I got with this crappy helmet. I'm sure it's crappy. Yo, yeah. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, little kill helmet. And let's see. Is there any food for me to stop? No. This city does not have a lot of food. If the number of food that they have isn't all that high, it means it's abnormally high priced. So if I had more influence, I could propose that we go to war. So another thing I might be able to do is just stomp some large looter armies and the like to build up the influence to be able to encourage encourage Sturgia to go to war with someone. You know, I can influence elections or influence wars like that. If they vote yes. I propose it, and then you know, it goes to a vote. Alright, I'm going to stop entering these arenas, because they are a bit snooze. Too many of them in a row, at least. So if you take a look, my clan tier, I'm about 7 of 9. All you Star Trek fans, 700 of 900. So I'm closing in. It is a long road, but once I get there, there is no more like, oh, and then just a little bit more renown. It's just, you're there. You have all the renown to basically do all that you need to do, and you're no longer nickel and dimed for renown anymore, which is fantastic. Now, I'll be honest, I was expecting to find improved weapons that I wanted to use a little bit more easily. I'm surprised by my coming up dry here. But it's the first time I've been able to sort of ride around the whole area without having to worry too much. Because there really isn't... there truly is not a scenario where looters would take on an army of my size. I'm just too large. And we don't have any enemies, so... my armies are basically paid for by my castle. And as long as I keep my troops fed, I've got a, you know, a free pass to roam anywhere I want to go. So I'm going to start moving towards Vlandia just to supplement some new troops. I have 122 battle ready, but as you can see here, I've also leveled up a bunch of troops, and leveled up my own stewardship so I can accommodate a larger army. Might as well have every last possible. So taking a look at the overall map, Sturgia is basically non-existent, and the Western Empire is literally non-existent. I don't see any Western Empire anywhere. Northern Empire looks to be losing territory. They're not gone yet, but it don't look too great for them, if I'm being honest. But Vlandia hasn't moved the needle one way or another, really, at all. So if I check the Western Empire here, if I go to diplomacy, if I go to Western Empire, as you can see, there's still a lot of people in the West. These are all Western Empire people, but they have no fiefs. They are landless, which means they're really not a threat to anyone. So 1 empire down, like 2 to go. I had nothing to do with it, or very little to do with it, but I still count it as somewhat of a success, because Sarlin here is an anti-empire lass. She wants to see the empires burn. God, you're killing me. Well, we're almost into Vlandian territory, so we'll start supplementing. I could also cherry pick. How many recruits do I have in my... I have 21 recruits. So 3 of them can be upgraded. And yeah, I don't really mind adding recruits. They're fine. We'll just have to upgrade them ourselves. It's really not too hard to do. Okay, we're at capacity now. Oh, these were Imperial recruits. I'm a big old idiot. Let me just ditch them. It's owned by Vlandia, but these were historically Imperial. So I just recruited a bunch of Imperials and I didn't even notice. Let's try again. Sarga, you will give me Vlandians. Yep, there we are. 4 more and I'm done. I'm going to whip by Varen Castle as well. I think the walls should be done by now. Okay, so I'm at maximum capacity. Of course, the thing about that is, as my stewardship goes up, my max keeps going up. Alright, Varen Castle, how are you doing? Your food is fine, you got spare reserves for projects, and you're currently working on fairgrounds, which will increase morale. Good. Yeah, and the walls are done. Cool. All the projects I have queued up are panning out. So, if we aren't going to go to war with anyone, the least I could do is go after the lake rats. So what I'm going to do is try to find some lake rats. Vostrum. You are at Vostrum. Oh boy. Let's try to find some other lake rats. Portia, you're at Mechalovia. That's a little closer. Because they're the only ones that have armies that aren't just looters or some sort of bandit that I could fight, right? I mean, that's what I'm aiming for. And where's the last lake rat? Yarly of the lake rats. Alright. So, as you can see, I've marked it 1, 2, 3. Mechalovia is obviously the closest one, so I'll head that way. Don't have a lot of time left. I'm definitely bummed about that peace accord. Totally not down. But what I will try to do next episode is to build up my influence as much as I can to propose that Sturgia... Oh, there we go. Whew. Battanians just declared war on Sturgia, and I happen to be smack dab in the Battanian territory. So that was sketchy. And Oleg created an army at my castle. Okay, alright. That's, okay. And Urgian is already... It looks like Battania is at war with multiple factions. So, they'll have split attention, which is good for us, because Battania is way more powerful than Sturgia right now. So I think the thing to do here is, I guess the last thing I'll do in this episode is to level up these recruits a little bit. I'll put them on heavy infantry, which is a bit of a joke. And have them go attack these looters. And then, of course, next episode should be some good combat. I really hope so. One of the advantages of being at war with Sturgia...
Infantry! Sergeants, take care!
...is... I mean, for Sturgia to be at war with Battania, is Battania does border Vlandian land, which means I can fight on the Vlandia-Battania border and easily resupply my troops. Whereas if I was at war with Khuzait or Aserai, they're very, very, very physically far away. And as a result, once I fight a big fight and lose a bunch of troops, I have very little ability to resupply those troops.
Arrows! Archer sergeants, take command!
Alright, come on, recruits. Show these looters what you're made out of. Which is to say, please don't be Jello. Oh boy. Just like ducks. Okay, so a ton of the Vlandian recruits did indeed level up, which is really good. And that about wraps it. Next episode should be a lot more action-packed. I apologize for Sturgia declaring peace. But at least we've set the board up for some interesting fighting. If you have any tips, tricks, feedback for me, do drop me a line in the comments below. Thank you all so very much for watching. I'll catch you all next episode. Adios all.